almost forgot to record there for our session today. But just in terms of value here, 10-second, 10-minute, 10 hours is great progression in the thumbnail. And then obviously the idea itself there is inbuilt into the video. So that is my kind of intro using thumbnail search on 1 of 10. Remember, we've got the creator challenge going if you're looking for a free month of 1 of 10 Pro to possibly win, and also a 1-hour strategy call. Now I'm happy to kind of look at channels, answer you guys' questions, and we can start off ideating, discussing. Tell me if you guys have had any wins when it comes to outliers, anything you kind of want to have a look at, and so on, and we can do that. So let me have a look at the chat. Hi Thomas, hi guys, hello Justin. Zed, hello Thomas, hello Zed. I can't see the rest of your name. Thomas, I just wanted to know if there were like 2 to 3 channels you'd recommend taking a look at for outliers if you were me in the men's fashion niche whenever you get a chance. I know you said sports / look maxing. I started looking into those. So I think the best way to think about channels you want to have a look at, right, is you want to think about content that you honestly, I feel like the best way to go about is look at content you resonate with, because even within like niches or sub niches, you have different types of creators presenting or doing things in a certain way. So for example, within like looks maxing, you've got the handsome looking guys doing A-roll in front of the camera, looking all like jacked up and doing their looks maxing stuff, whatever. I don't know, I don't consume too much of that content, to be fair. But on the other hand, you also have you've got like let's just search looks maxing. Can someone tell me is that how you sell looks maxing, with a double X? Educate me. So yeah, I was gonna say this triple like thumbnail format is I feel like just a go-to when it comes to like looks maxing, glow up videos. I think glow up is like another big kind of we call viral vector in kind of like the self-improvement niche. But then you've got like this kind of style where it's, I don't know if this originated from like Hamza's content, which was like using memes to like illustrate stories and teach lessons. Obviously I think you're more on the A-roll side and probably displaying yourself, talking to the camera and so on. But what I would do is have a look at a few different creators, think about like the thumbnail style and the way that they're presenting. Do you like their vibes? And then if you've got 1 of 10, I'd start like a tracking folder. Start tracking. I might have a tracking folder for self-help. I haven't beefed this account up too much. Skincare and beauty, golf, chess. Do I have one for self? Okay, I've got 6 channels in here. Let's see what we've got. So yeah, once again, look at this. Triple format. Usually something poking at like it tends to be like a younger audience kind of ego being poked at, whether it be to do with like seduction or being a man. Model secrets is an interesting one with these kinds of like before and after transformations. You could do like for fashion, you could be like looking, I guess I know one thing about fashion is like, for example, like rule of thirds, right? And you could maybe have an example on the left of someone who maybe they've got like nice clothes but they don't dress well, but then you have a similar outfit or even the same outfit just styled much better on the right, and then people can see from like the progression of instantly like, oh, what is that guy doing to look so good even though he's using the same outfit or the same clothes? That's like a really kind of interesting way to like get people, because they're like, okay, maybe I've got nice clothes, or people say I have nice clothes but I don't know how to wear them properly. But all of these kinds of, can you see like with these kinds of thumbnails, it's like you have to find your own kind of aesthetic. This feels like a very kind of Pinterest aesthetic. The one I showed you last week of Kevin Jang, that was obviously like anime aesthetic, and he's using like anime as to capture his younger kind of audience, using them as kind of these avatars, just like here as well with the working out / motivation kind of stuff. And then you've got the stickman education that comes across as very like whiteboard, blackboard, oh, it's going to be an illustrated story. So yeah, I think this kind of style thumbnail could probably work for you. Ideally, if you can think about some kind of progression before, after, or think about the psychology of what your audience wants. Because at the end of the day, it's like sometimes with fashion or looks maxing or whatever, the core of the audience is they want to look better, right? So sometimes it's not always in terms of the psychological angle. You want to think about, okay, do my audience just want nice clothes? Not necessarily. They want nice clothes because they want to look better. So if you can angle things about looking better and find ways to communicate that with the specific audience that you're kind of targeting, whether it be through like memes, anime characters, models, Pinterest style, like triple thumbnails or whatever, it's like you got to kind of work that out for your audience. Okay, so Tao says, I see you guys offer monthly strategy consulting, but do you guys offer one-off strategy calls? Usually when we are working with clients, we don't do one-off strategy calls. But if you have a look at our strategy page, maybe if you book a call with us, like we work out packages depending on what each client needs. So usually it's a 3-month minimum package, but that is kind of that can be adjusted depending on what you need as a creator. Ryan says the red is interesting. Yes, red pops on YouTube for thumbnails. Bridal sewing, hello. Yeah, 3-panel is working out. Yeah, there's actually a 5-panel. 5-panel has been killing it recently. Who is it? I think it's no, it wasn't Dr. Mike. Was it Dr. Mike Diamonds? No, it was Callaway. So this is another style of thumbnail that has been popping off recently. I don't know if you guys have seen it, like the 5 levels or the 7 levels. I think 7 levels was another one. So this oh, wow, there we go. That kind of this is when it's like, okay, if you track outliers and you know how to catch these things, it's like, look at this. So you got basic footy, 7 levels of haram football. Okay. You've got 7 levels of movies. That's in movie niche. You've got 7 levels of filmmaker, I guess movie again. Maybe these guys just saw each other killing it. So 7 levels of rapper. You've got that in music. So, and I know I've seen this in fitness as well. So yeah, like this is like just a pure example of study outliers, catch it, and do a 7 levels, do a 5 levels with those multicolor thumbnails, and you'll probably get more clicks because it's just like you see things working. I tried the idea generator and it generated some video title and thumbnail ideas. Are those generated suggestions based on outliers? Okay, Dab, so it will be dependent on the channel that you selected to generate ideas from. Usually what the idea generator does is, like, obviously from 1 of 10 we have like a massive outlier database, so the way titles are being structured and the way that the thumbnails are being generated takes from all of that outlier data. But it's more refined if the channel that you've connected to the idea generator has more data. So do I have, apologies, I am logged into my personal account. Let me just get another, bear with me a second. I can show this live with the tool for anyone who is interested in the idea generator. Does anyone have a channel? Okay, let's just do, like, for example, let's do one of our clients. Let's do Dr. Mike Diamonds. Bear with me a moment. I just need to check if this is the right channel handle. Okay, so it's just the full name. Okay, so if we go to idea generator here, generate ideas. He's got a lot of data on his channel based on what is, I guess we can have a look at like what his outliers are and what it's picking up. But a channel with a lot of data, ideally like a consistent thumbnail style, it will do things easier. My advice when it comes to generators, I would right now I'd use the title generator and the thumbnail generator like as separate things, because that's kind of like what the idea generator is doing right now. It's doing a title gen and a kind of a thumbnail gen, looking on the basis of the channel. But if you use them separately, like the title generator and the thumbnail generator, I would say is more optimized in an individual manner than the idea generator is right now. Where like working on all these things to kind of refine them, improve them, make things as convenient as possible. But yeah, that's kind of where idea gen is at the moment. It's like if you have a channel with lots of data, it's better to have that. And to be honest, you can even use it if your channel doesn't have a lot of data. Just choose someone in your niche who's really good at making content and has lots of videos, and it will come up with some stuff. Okay, Suni, hello. Oh, hello, Suni again. Planning to make a Chainsaw Man engineering video and would love help on optimizing the packaging. Okay, I guess, what packaging do you have in mind? Is there anything you can send in chat? Do you want to come up on the stage to show some things? Share some juice? Oh, wow, okay. Thumbnail gen failed, idea gen failed live. Sometimes it's interesting with the fitness channels or any kind of channels that appear to show some kind of, I guess you could say like nudity. Sometimes like the AI thumbnail gen was just like, no, we refuse to do that. But then it's like other times it's just like, yeah, I'm cool with a gun. So yeah, it's a bit annoying when that happens sometimes. Okay, Suni, let me grab you. Oh, flipping out, how do I do this? Invite to speak. Yeah, let's go. Let's discuss some Chainsaw Man packaging.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
So the video is pretty straightforward. I am trying to make a replica, a Chainsaw Man from the anime in real life using some engineering stuff. And if I could share this, post it in chat. This is some visual promo art from the manga itself, and I don't know if I'm just overthinking this, but it might be just pretty straightforward to have this similar composition. The only thing different versus me and there's another creator. What's his name? He made Chainsaw Man arms.
I saw there was some kind of battle suit or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, so it was by Jake. Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna scream. I just realized when I was streaming Idea Generator, you guys didn't even tell me. You couldn't see my screen because I was only streaming the other one. But I'm just gonna switch to my whole screen here, so that you can also see. I'll just stream as well what Suni is talking about, and we can find that too. Bear with me a moment while I share my screen again. Share entire screen here. Okay, we are back up and running. Still, as you can see, I'm still mastering this this live streaming. Okay, so so you're basically saying you kind of want to do a pose like this for your packaging?
Yeah, because versus me and Jake's is wearable, and mine is you could say like they're like separate for me. I won't be wearing them. It will be kind of like a separate whole Chainsaw Man, separate for me. That'll be functional.
And what was the Jake one again? Was it Jake? Let's just say Jake.
I built Chainsaw Man's arms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's this one.
Yeah.
This is the one I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This one. That was a year ago. I'm quite old.
Yeah. When did the series drop? Oh, I built Chainsaw Man's arms. Okay, 4 million views. What's your angle that makes it unique? That would be my
I
question.
have your favorite progression for sure. This
Okay.
video was originally I made Pochita. If you, I don't know if you watched the anime, but it's the little yellow
The
dog thing you see in the image. So
so
I was originally gonna make
this is
that.
Pochita,
Yeah.
everyone. The cute
Yeah.
guy.
So I made him initially, and then of course I discovered that I could pretty much use the same principle of me making that to making the a replica of Chainsaw Man itself. So I'm gonna progress into it, but probably packaging will be just advertising Chainsaw Man itself because
Okay.
there's actually creators who made Pochita real life before, but be it their own packaging or just the interest of Pochita alone, it didn't do too well.
Um, I mean, if you got Pochita and you have like the full Chainsaw Man suit, I mean, I'm wondering if there's an angle like becoming Chainsaw Man is like
No,
possibly.
I can't. I don't have a suit. Yeah, I
Oh,
just
okay.
have it's like a separate. Just think of it like a giant action figure that's Chainsaw Man, separate from me.
Oh, separate from you. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because
So
I would totally just do
you're
that.
like building, as in you're building that Chainsaw
Yeah,
Man.
exactly.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
Okay. So it's like I built Chainsaw Man life size or something like that.
Yeah, life size. I could go for that angle, or I was just thinking I built them in real life.
Bro, you've got to in the video or something. There's got to be moments of you like putting that in funny or strange places and like shocking people.
Oh shoot, that's actually a good idea.
Like
That's kind
I
of
just feel like
fun.
that's the first thing that came to my head. If you're doing like a life-size Chainsaw Man, you've got to like have him put in places and like people react to that. I feel like that's probably a win for the video there.
That's
Um,
actually a good idea.
have you seen any other creators do something similar where they're building like a life-size figure or something that obviously has
Uh,
like a fandom behind it in terms of like anime, or is this like a because
Yeah, I
yeah.
seen another creator who made a life size figure, but it's just ends there. It's not really functional.
And is it from like an artistic point of view or is it from an entertainment point of view? Because I feel like obviously there's the crafts channels that they make some
Yeah,
like there's that wood guy who makes insane like anime stuff out of wood, right?
right,
Because
right.
I'm
It's
just
more the channel is engineering, so
yeah.
it leans towards that and entertainment more.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I think it's as well.
yeah,
It's like obviously when you look at like this guy's audience, it's like he's building stuff for like years, right?
right.
Um, yeah, like I built a sock, so his format is I built.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously it's like when you're starting out and you're trying to like, I guess build some kind of an
Yeah,
audience.
that's
Oh, okay, so Kyle
yeah.
from our team, he sent Emily the engineer. I resin
Yep, yep.
printed a statue, life size Luffy. Yeah, so that's I guess that's from the kind of craft perspective.
Right.
Um, I think we need to have I think for the packaging because it's separate from you. There's probably got to be like if it's life size, it's got to be you standing next to like Chainsaw Man,
Right.
I
Some
guess.
scale. And I think yeah, that's why I thought the original promo art kind of works as a good inspiration, I guess. Because I could also show Pochita that way too.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this one's it's a little bit tricky. But I think definitely showing like you've got to show it's life size, make it look as cool
Hmm.
as possible, like get heavy with the photoshopping when it comes to lighting and atmosphere.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. No doubt. It's gonna be
because that will
pretty
attract obviously more of the entertainment side of things.
right, right.
And then yeah, if you're going from an entertainment point of view as well, it's like I would say like try and put it in cool places or get reactions from people, life size. And yeah, maybe check out the crafts channels who have done similar things and see what they've done and what their audience has been happy
No.
with in
Yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
I know
like what
crash
they've
channels
done.
they typically just show off
Mm.
their final product and don't really include themselves.
But
Um,
is the whole video just them showing off the thing, or is there like a build up? Is there personality to it? Is there
right.
um, like so? For example, uh, I'd say even in, have you watched the I Built Chainsaw Man's Arms? Because I haven't watched
I
this
did.
one.
It
Um,
is he likes to include a fun little B story of him
is
trying to.
there problems he has to overcome as a story?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just it's super arbitrary. He makes it up, but he creates good. It's like funny problems. So if, like
okay,
he makes these cartoon villains he needs to beat up, so that's why he's making the arms.
okay, great. So I'd say you need to like, yeah, create some problems, or if you had
Right.
problems, find an entertaining way to show those problems, and then also like
Right.
tease some kind of funny moments, whether that be reactions from people seeing it, or just having the final like showdown or b-roll of it like very very cool. And
I'm
ideally,
actually
is there a new
I'm
Chainsaw
quite a
Man
big
season
fan.
dropping anytime soon?
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm making this.
Yeah,
The movie's coming out October 24th,
yeah,
so I
you
need
need
to
to
get
get on
around
that.
there. Yeah, it's gonna be a marathon. But my angles. Tell me how you think about this intro. It's basically, I truly think this. I think I'm the number one Chainsaw Man fan in the world, but I don't have the most money. I'm not even the most, even most literate. You could say. Sometimes I just like the pictures sometimes,
Don't worry,
but
Denji's pretty chill as well, so
exactly. So, but regardless, I truly think I am. So to prove that, I'm gonna make my own thing that like no one else could technically replicate, right? No one could just really buy a Chainsaw Man in real life. So that's kind of my internal character arc that's gonna go through this. Yeah,
I think another funny thing you could build would be a narrative of you like interacting in funny ways with Chainsaw Man as if he was actually real life, as if he could
oh,
talk
yeah.
back. So that could be like a comedy thing where you're like talking to Chainsaw Man, and then the camera just pans or cuts to Chainsaw Man and it's just like staring at you silently or something. That'd be quite funny.
That could be kind of like the funny ending. I
um,
feel like I can only show it off in the payoff. Maybe in the intro again, just to prove that it exists, but maybe in the payoff, it's
But
gonna go
pay,
in a
yeah,
more.
because the difficult thing about this is like, okay, people see the thing and then they leave. But that's the thing about if you give them more reasons to stay. So you're like, okay, the payoff is there,
Yeah.
people see it, but then you're like, nah, I'm gonna put it in front of, like, I'm gonna take it to the bus stop with me or something, or just like something where it's like, okay, people are like, okay, I've seen it, but now I've got to see it in this context, um, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I definitely consider that. It's not a bad idea
Um,
though.
I'm sure you could like think up of something that would be maybe that would suit your own kind of style.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. We can get back to chatting, but I should probably get on with some more questions to go to give everyone a chance, a bit more back and forth. But yeah, we can jump back once I've answered other questions if you'd like to.
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate it.
cool. All right, in a bit. All right. Dabs says, Ryan says thank you. No problem, Ryan. Dab says, I'm doing day in the life content. My audiences are mostly freelancers who like watching my videos while working. That's an interesting audience. Feedback I got from them is they found it soothing to watch my vlogs while working or eating. Is there a way to integrate the outlier video strategy into my content? Could you send your channel? Do I have to find outliers that are also day in the life type content, or can I do content that are non day in the life style? For context, one of my goals is to monetize my channel by having my audience book one-to-one live coaching sessions. Okay, so first of all, is content aimed towards business tends to be different from content aimed towards like wide reaching audiences. So it's like if you're building a channel for business is different to building a channel for a business. If you're looking at wanting to do some form of consulting or coaching, it's like you have to deeply, first of all, know who is going to buy it off you and why. So if you have an audience, let's just say you're coaching, it's just like what specific problems of your customer are you going to solve? And those are the specific problems that you need to attract your audience with through your channel. Now, obviously, like Daniel Dayland is like the master of this kind of point of view content. But I would say, like, I guess he attracts kind of those young entrepreneur like business crowds, in terms of from an entertainment side of things. He's growing a personal brand there. Let me have a look here. So one thing is when you look at a channel, it's like, okay, can I identify maybe what you're doing as a channel, and can I identify who is your audience? So I'm just going to say, okay, let's not go all the way back to the beginning, but let's start from here. So day in the life of a creative, burnout, new desk setup, coaching session. What do I really want in my career? Just yapping. Day in the life of a freelance creative, mental health, getting engaged. Okay, so this kind of oh, you had a few outliers recently. So I'm feeling left behind, so I'll start trying new things. Realistic day in the life of a freelance creative. Day in the life of a freelance creative, new laptop. Okay, was this here? Was the audience interested in like what life is like with a Mac, or was it people more interested in maybe the life of a creative freelance with the Mac, or was it the redesigning a room? Because I feel like there's kind of different elements when it comes to your channel here, and it's working out obviously like what is causing an outlier like this to happen. Yeah, let's do it. If you put your hand up or something, I think I can approve you. I can bring you up. There we go.
Hey,
Hello.
yeah, actually, hey, I looked at the analytics of that video, and it interestingly suggested my video to people watching tech stuff. So I think that's
Okay.
one reason I blew off.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, so I'm not sure like how that happened though. Maybe it's because of the Mac,
Yeah.
but that
Yeah,
happened.
it most likely is. I think obviously it's like there's a lot of Apple fans. I mean, I'm a big Mac fan, to be honest.
Mm,
When it comes to laptops. And I think sometimes when you get like tech fans, it might have been like one of these weird like niche combinations where you've got
mm,
like a day in the life, of a freelance creative using like a map, but also like redesigning a room. There's like several creative elements, but then like combined with the Mac. So it's
right.
like I feel like if you if you wanted to pivot into becoming like a tech channel, this would be like, okay, just double down on this format of like doing day in the life, trying new tech, basically.
Yeah,
um,
actually, that's an idea. I
um,
had that idea, like expensive to do.
mm,
So yeah.
yeah, yeah, buy a new Mac like every other day.
Mm,
um, I think the difficult thing when it comes to your channel a little bit is, there's so many different like aspects to it. So for example, it's just like on one hand it's like there's video editing stuff here,
yeah.
video editing, and then it's just like went to a concert, and
Hmm.
then it's like burnout as a freelancer, and then it's like a podcast. So it's kind of like you've
Yeah.
got all these different like content formats as well that I would say are also targeting like different audiences. um,
Hmm.
and bear in mind as well when you're using words like creative or like freelance creative, it's like when I'm looking at that, what does that like actually mean? It's like a very, very broad term. I think one of the things that people sometimes get a little bit caught up with when they're starting is, it's like, let's just say, uh, if we look at Daniel Dalen, so obviously Daniel Dalen is like the one that kind of, I guess, made this whole POV stuff like completely crazy
Yeah.
mainstream. um, but when he started like doing all of this, I guess POV content, um, first of all, he was like, I mean, his cinematics are like insane. So the storytelling is like really good, pacing, editing,
Yeah.
and so on. There's like a quality of like production there that's crazy. But it's also, he was like fairly early when it came to this style of content. So he's like pioneering it. And when you do something for like the first time or you catch it early on YouTube, obviously you get more attention from it. But like once you have a certain loyal audience, it's like you can start to go with bigger ideas. And like he can just repeat this, like, you're a 27-year-old entrepreneur balancing business and content. That sounds like very generic. But when you're like smaller and you have no audience, it's much better to go niche or go with like niche combinations, such as like, I'm trying this new trending like tech in a day in the life format, or something along those lines. It's like another good example that your channel reminds me a little bit of, but is an interesting one to look at the early days as well, because one of the things I feel like is the easiest way to explain to someone when it comes to like growing on YouTube is start smaller, grow that kind of loyal, more niche audience. You can experiment with ideas, and you can go with a bit of a bigger idea if you're doing like trend jacking. So for example, if a new piece of tech drops and you're really fast and you just like getting it out and people are going to be searching that, like you can get some views through there. But it's like, look, have a look at like Ali's early stuff, right? So he started off as like doing like medical advice for like med students, right? So like academic foundation program stuff. So this is all like, it's essentially productivity and study, but it's for medical students, BMAT stuff. And then like productivity desk setup, I would say he's still not doing like just productivity. It's like a desk setup is also something that was trendy back then. You're kind of doing desk setups there. So think about like, okay, is there a unique angle that I have from my perspective on life that I am doing my desk setup or my productivity or whatever it is? Like, is there a lens that I can put it through to make it like more niche that might attract an audience that I want? But on terms of the coaching as well, it's like, first of all, it's like you have to think about how much you're going to charge for your coaching. What are you coaching on? Like, what experience do you have that you're going to be offering? Like, what problems have you solved for yourself or other people that you think you can also solve for people who are going to be doing coaching with you? And then think about, okay, the people with those problems, what kind of videos would they search and watch on YouTube? Because sometimes the content that you want to make is not going to attract those kinds of people. It's like there's a conflict sometimes when it comes to business and when it comes to like what you want to make on YouTube. And if you don't know who you're targeting, it's going to be very difficult to kind of, I guess, sell business wise on YouTube. Best example of that, I don't know if you know Film Booth. No. So Film Booth, previously Ed Lawrence, an absolute legend in the YouTube education space. So he had this channel, which is like almost 400k subscribers. He had a business in relation to YouTube education. He quit that channel because he basically was attracting a broad audience of like all different people. It wasn't optimized for the high ticket business that he wanted to sell. So he basically made a personal brand, went down, and now he's targeting businesses because businesses have the kind of money that can pay for his high ticket course, and it's just like much more targeted. So even though it's like 12k, 25, 10k, some of his videos still pop off, but it's like turns viewers into buyers. So that's targeted at business. It will blow up your business. He's targeting businesses. And that has like, this is more successful for his business than his bigger 400,000 channel. So have a think about that when it comes to business. And then that niching like staircase, I think tack is the best way to kind of get started with YouTube. It can be difficult at the start, it really can.
Yeah, do you feel like it might confuse my audience if I change formats into like if I use the same channel and change formats into more talking head? Do you feel like that might affect my audience a bit, or should I just start with a new channel?
I mean, you're quite small right now, so like it's not gonna have like a massive effect. So those who are kind of interested in watching you for like you at the moment, if there's like a small crowd there who like to click on your stuff because they enjoy like watching you and your vibes, as you were saying, because usually the vocal ones are like the ones who are kind of more invested in your content. Yeah, the only thing with Talking Head, yeah, it's just like always think about value, and then like how can I niche down and create a unique perspective that is going to stick out against like everyone else who's trying to do a day in the life or a point of view video. So yeah, I would just honestly like think about that like combination of like niche things, or like is there some kind of a viewer avatar or something that you can grab and capture people through. So like the triple format I was looking at earlier, so you could do like you in the middle working on a laptop, and then like some interesting books or something else on the other side relating to productivity or whatever it is, and then your title has like a unique angle in terms of like what you're talking about, and just like play around a little bit with different formats. But honestly, number one, if you're thinking business, number one thing you need to think about is audience, and then everything comes easier after you think of audience, because every single one of your, I don't know why I got balloons on the screen there. Every single one of your ideas are going to be tailored to your audience. Otherwise you will just end up attracting, like if your intention isn't to attract a tech audience, like those views aren't necessarily like useful to your channel. But if it is, then great, right? So yeah, have a think about audience.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How do I?
I have I have no idea. Let me see options. I can move you to audience. All right. Thanks, Devs.
Thanks.
Anyone else got questions? I feel like I've been yapping a lot. I hope that everything has made sense, what I've been saying. Anyone, feel free to jump up on stage, pop a question in the chat. Bridal sewing, was that you poking to come up for a second? Here we go. Invite to speak.
Hello, everyone.
Hello again.
I have a couple questions. One thing is I've been participating in boot camp with YouTube for their vertical live streaming, and they are very heavily emphasizing that their vertical live stream algorithm is entirely independent from the other algorithms.
Even like
It kind of
shorts.
Yes, it's entirely independent, is what they're claiming, which is really kind of a breakthrough thing. So they're talking about it being a very powerful, outreach tool to get new audience. And I mean, I feel like it does seem that way because my views are like pretty low. It's like a lot of new people filtering through just for a couple seconds and hopping off, or they're discovering me. And it's a small number in the end compared to the impressions and activity that I would get on long form. So it does seem like it's kind of like a little baby algorithm for me. I just didn't know if you have heard any of this, and what's your feeling about this? I mean, it kind of, they gave me the feeling of like, hey, it's ground floor kind of thing. It's a brand new algorithm. Get in now. It was very much that kind of feeling. But yeah, I mean, the numbers are pretty low, but I've also found, a couple things that I really feel encouraged about is they give us the 16:9 thumbnail for the vertical live stream. So on our live tab, if you go in there, it looks like regular long form thumbnails. I do love that. So I can go back and rework the packaging and have control over that. That's wonderful. So in a way, I feel like this is my opportunity to build that library like I used to do, the library with the more advanced sewing techniques that are searchable. That's kind of the way I've been looking at this. And then of course I would be looking at my regular long form to be getting more like views and people who are there more for edutainment. maybe not quite so advanced seamstresses either.
So these live streams here, these are the new vertical live streams, like this right here.
Yes, yes, exactly. My
Okay.
last one, we had audio. I hope to God we don't have audio issues today. We had no audio Friday, though.
Oh, great.
But it's been a little buggy. Scheduling has been a little bit buggy. You can tell it's new.
Yeah. To be honest, like it sounds really exciting, especially like because I mean, me being in China as well, I know how crazy like people are over vertical live streaming here. Like the amount of
Mm-hmm.
like cash that is flowing through like TikTok, like vertical lives here for selling. I don't know if you're aware of, there was like a Chinese influencer over here who did the speed like
Yeah,
shopping
yeah, I
thing. She
saw
showed
that
everything
in
for
the
like
news.
one
Yeah,
second and then just like threw it and just like making millions a day or something ridiculous like that.
yeah.
So from
I
like,
can
you
say
know,
I'm making so much more money right now. So much more. And it's because of the know, like, and trust factor going into the
mm,
sales of my courses, for sure.
mm.
My views are down. My AdSense revenue is through the floor, but my course sales are incredible.
And
Yeah.
it's the perfect time of the year to be selling as well. This is the
Yeah.
quarter to sell. But yeah, I guess in terms of like the I don't know. I think it's a very exciting time because I think it's like if you think about it like this, it's like every time YouTube drops a big new feature, like there's like hundreds of millions or billions of like whatever research and data. Like they're not gonna drop it just because they can, right? So from my perspective,
Right.
it's like seeing how well it works here. It shows that there's an element of like human psychology already like tested there and it works.
Hmm.
So unless there's like a weird cultural thing or the platform just like messes it up that bad that it becomes like unusable from a user perspective, I think it's a really exciting time to like get better at it. And if you can get better at it like before everyone else and already like be have the ball rolling before everyone else like jumps on it, and then just like shorts, just like long form, everyone like refines their skills and starts competing with each other more, then that's like a massive advantage to have. And especially if like from a selling perspective, like there's evidence of like the psychology already working there, in like say for example like the Asian market and stuff. I feel like that's really exciting, especially
Yeah,
if
it
you're
seemed
someone who's good
exciting
at
to me when
yapping.
they were explaining. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I do love too that I it's removed all the heavy lifting of like the post production and stuff.
Yeah,
Like I'm just, I bought the top down tripod thing. I did buy a new iPhone Pro Max with the Rode mics that I bought specifically for live streaming.
yeah,
Supposedly that's a good setup. I don't know. But I bought that for it with the tripod, and then I just feel like that's all I need. Like the sketchbook and back really helps to let people who are hopping on know what's happening, what all we're doing for the day,
mm,
the list back there. But I just feel like I just sit down and sew, and I'm sewing client work that's due in the next day or so. And I don't have to edit. Like it's just been very freeing in terms of, how often I'm able to get content out there. Um, I do wish my activity in the live tab would somehow send some indicators to my channel though for, how you get more impressions the more you upload.
yeah.
Like when you lighten up on your upload cadence, there's a noticeable drop in the impressions that YouTube gives your content, I've noticed. But um
uh
that is still
yeah,
going on. I feel like.
I think it's probably a little bit dependent on, obviously, like if you leave big gaps in between uploads, the loyal audience or some chunk of your audience might not be coming back or maybe clicking because they've like forgotten about the content. Not the loyal audience, but like let's just say like casual viewers.
Yeah.
But because I mean impressions tends to be mostly tied to like idea, and then it's like when you, if you've got an audience and you put a video out, it's like you've got that loyal audience or the subscribers who love to come and watch you. If they are heavily invested in an upload straight away, that will help push it further out. But
Yeah,
if the
that's right.
idea is still like just a mid idea, even if the loyal audience do come, it's not going to be pushed out too much further, because the YouTube algorithm's just like, nah, this is like a bit of a so-so idea. But if you then do a banger, it's going to
Yeah.
be like a double whammy of like being pushed out and you hit that wider audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Because to be honest, I think that some channels, sometimes they just get so fixed within their system of what they're doing, they actually do need to take like a couple weeks break and just focus on like really good ideas. And then when you do a really good idea, it goes so much further than just like continuing, like just repeating the same stuff that you've been doing. And like it's like some people, they do just repeat the same things that haven't worked because it's what they're used to.
Yeah, and that actually segues perfectly into a separate question that I had. I was going to ask about that with format. I just kind of feel like I'm still in this, I don't know, it just feels like this wiggly little stage that I'm at with my channel where everything that I'm doing, I don't know, I just feel like it's so experimental. I feel like it's almost too many experimental things.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in a awkward growth stage or something. Like I'm in middle school or something. Like it kind of feels like that. Like I'm reaching in so many different directions to try. I guess what I'm feeling is I want to experiment, and then when something gains traction, that I can rinse and repeat, I want to latch on to that and have some sort of predictable, repeatable format, and then get back to the, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 as
Yeah.
an experiment, instead of feeling like right now I feel like 3/4 of them's an experiment. Nothing's
Yeah.
really clicked with me yet as far as what I want my format to be that's being received, if that makes sense. Like I can in a vacuum say I would love my format to be A, B, and C, but like the data has to show that my audience wants that as well.
So, I mean, just having a quick look again, it's just like the things I'm seeing work here is, so just, I guess, recently, it's like, save that bra with 3 cheap tricks. This one that worked here, sewing tips for your bra every girl should know. I feel like, obviously I'm a dude, I don't wear bras, but this to me is more obviously like a bra or a zoom in of a bra. Like this, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, if I don't see the title, which obviously people do look at the thumbnail first, right? I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at. Whereas
Yeah.
here, I'm like, okay, that looks like the inside of a bra. Okay, I don't wear bras, but that thing poking out, like, I feel like if I was wearing one and that's poking me, that would really annoy me. Like, even as a guy who doesn't wear it, like, I feel like I understand that. I think also with the other things that have like worked, it's like you've got some cool like entertainment formats here. So like Weird always works. Obviously, like you could like Weird Amazon sewing product. I mean, Temu was a big trend, or has been very big trending. I mean, obviously there's a bit of moral questions there if you want to order from Temu, but like fix a zipper in minutes. It's like these listicles have been working. In terms of a thumbnail as well, it's like you look at here. So if we look at this one that's worked well, this is an outlier for you. You've got very clear like before and after. I think we discussed in Spain, like this before and after is not as clear as this one. It's like here you've got like the it looks like a dumpster with a dress in it, and then it turns into like a really like elegant looking dress. Look at here, it's like there's a great like before and after here. So you've got a very plain like bra on the left, and then like I guess the lace pattern or whatever it is on the right. So there's a clear before and after there for an audience to see. And I think like repeating that kind of it's like fixing this, if you could turn that into like a clear before and after, of like what problems people have versus what they want. I'm just like thinking, and from like the entertainment side as well, it's kind of like, is there like, I bought every something related to sewing again, just in like a different format. And
Yeah,
you were
I
saying,
definitely want to keep doing that one. I really like that format. Like
yeah,
honestly, I could do one a month of that. It performs well and I like it. I've not been able to do some of those over the summer just because my channel kind of dies just because my audience,
mm,
they're so family oriented and their kids are out of school and all that. So for the summer, I'm pretty much like building up stuff that could be watched later because the views just tank in the summer. So
yeah,
I didn't want to do anything that I would like to have views right then, unless it was selling. If does that even make sense?
mm,
If it's funneling to sales, then I'm fine with doing that over the summer. But I didn't want to get into too much that was going to require a lot of views over the summer
mm. Because I feel like
to
as
be
well,
profitable.
there's also a little bit, the way I see it as well, there's a little bit of like audience segmentation here too. So it's like,
Yes,
tips for your bra
absolutely.
every girl should know is going to attract a different kind of audience to like your specific like sewing tricks or something like that,
Yeah, absolutely.
which also might attract a different audience to like trying to rescue a bride's failed wedding dress, which is maybe they want to hear the story or whatever it is.
Hmm.
So even from like it's like, once again, it's kind of like, what videos are you making for the business, what videos are you making for the entertainment? And I would also
Yeah.
focus, in terms of the ideation side, like focus on your outliers that have worked, look at the psychology of what has worked with them, like the before and after concepts. And
Hmm.
also, you're talking about experimenting. Generally speaking, what we advise for clients is you do one experiment versus three data backed. So you're always working with three
Okay.
data backed formats versus one experiment, because experimentation is important for the lifeline of a channel, because that's where you find new content buckets. But you should be doubling down on things that have like already worked, that are possible to do, whether it be like rescuing or just like something bad transforming into something good. That's essentially the psychology of this. You could possibly angle this in a different way. The listicles, okay, what kind of an audience is this like attracting? Or like sewing tips every girl should know, like is there a clearer way to maybe illustrate pain points there? And also bear in mind that
Hmm.
some of these videos are like 11 months, a year plus old. You can just do remixed versions of them, so essentially like the
Yeah.
same video, because a year ago, the kinds of people watching your videos like change. And how many videos do you remember watching a year ago? And if it popped up on your feed again from a similar creator, you'd probably watch it and be like, yeah, I don't remember anything that was said in the video like a year ago. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
don't be worried about like visiting similar themes and information again. If it's generated business for you as well, like double down on the videos that you feel like have generated business for you too, or this kind of formats that have, because sometimes views don't equal business. So some of these lower viewed videos may have like got you a lot of sales. I don't know if you have data on that. And some of the 140k plus entertainment videos might have got you like no clients at all. So there's also like weighing
Hmm.
up, okay, what do I want to do for business? What outliers do I have to continue? Three data backed videos versus one experimentation. That would be my advice to you.
Hmm.
Um,
And when you say data back, are you saying specifically backed on my channel or on adjacent?
Ideally from your own channel. If you can
Okay.
combine something that's data backed from your own channel and remix it, like almost combine it with something else that is working, because sometimes like outlier ideas can work like that. So let's just say you've got a trying to rescue format here. If you found a trying to rescue with a different like subject relating to dresses or sewing or something, right? And you see that working somewhere else, you can then remix this idea, because you know the rescue idea kind of works here, or it's picked up some traction, and you can try the rescue angle as like a story to the video, but you might change the
Yeah.
subject or change like wedding dress or whatever it is.
My next video is actually in the trying to rescue bucket, and I've lost my way with it. I've mentioned it on a previous call, but um I wanted to do like trying to rescue, and it was going to be like like the three most challenging projects from last year. That's not in the title, but just in the concept. So I think I've lost my way in the hook. Each of these girls had been told basically their dress couldn't be fixed. Okay. So it was like real big project sewing wise, but they also had very interesting stories going on, like in their life or their engagement or how they met their person or whatever. So I feel like it's like edutainment sewing at the heart of it. That's what's getting them in the door. But the retention is also going to be coming from the storyline flowing through. So I just got confused when it came to my the script for the intro. I felt like I was kind of bouncing back and forth between the story of the bride versus the challenge of the dress. And I really wasn't sure how to start the script.
And
Do you get what I mean?
you've got 3 different stories.
Yeah, it's 3 different brides, and it was just going to be 3 segments to the video. So I'm not going to be bouncing back and forth throughout the video, but I'm going to be showing like footage of like, oh, this dress was she was turned away because it couldn't be let out, but she couldn't even walk in it, and here's me letting it out. And then while I'm working on it, I'm like, this bride told me throughout the appointments this story about her fiance, and they met such and such and whatever. And so I'm like kind of telling the story as a retention deal to accompany the visuals.
Yeah, I think that totally works. Just yeah, I mean, I think the storytelling is what's going to keep people like watching throughout the
Yeah.
visuals. So and as well, it's like
Do
you've
you
got double
think I
audience.
need to mention that in the intro? That's what I'm wondering. Is the intro just feels so scattered to me?
No, I think
it's just so much going on.
keep it along the narrative of just like the like I knew these 3 like 3 women already to get married, but like the but therefore storytelling, but there's a problem here, like there's a problem with each of their wedding dresses. You could even say like getting increasingly like worse. So like the first one is bad, but the second one is worse, and the third one is the most dramatic story, so people want to like watch until the end, right? You could even like angle it in that way a bit, and then you just like go straight into just start storytelling straight away. So let's start with whoever the first name is. She da 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 da, and then this is the problem, and I had to try and like fix it, but then da 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 da, and then just start storytelling. I'd say like don't worry too much, just go straight into the stories. People get like the moment people like if the storytelling is good, people will just be like pulled in. But I think just focus on stakes at the start. Just be like, if we couldn't fix like these wedding dresses, like their weddings were like over, or like it was like going to be heartbreaking for them or whatever it is. Yeah, just stakes with the storytelling and just go into the story as quickly as possible. Like you don't have to. I think sometimes people get caught up with intros and hooks too much because they're just thinking like too much, when it's actually sometimes it's just better to get straight into the content. Because if you think about like, okay, if you set up the packaging really well in terms of like you're rescuing a dress or a wedding or whatever it is, they're invested in that story from that packaging. So when they click and they hear there are 3 brides ready to get married, but dun 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 drama, first story begins, it's like, oh, okay, let me like listen to what's going to happen. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Do we have time for me to share the intro or no?
We can go through it quickly as one last thing. Yeah, technically we're done,
Okay.
but we can take a look at the intro.
All right. This might drop briefly. I'm not sure if it's going to let me put it in.
Let me stop streaming my screen. Are you going to start streaming your one? Tom says a lot of channels with potential fail because they don't double down on what is working. This is very true. Sometimes when people get outliers or crazy content formats, they oh, okay. So is this the drive link, bridal sewing? Ryan Dark says, when talking about data back stuff on my weekly recap every week, I'm getting like the same 3 phrases every week on searches that led people to you. Are those also terms, phrases to double down? No, like if that's like in terms of like YouTube data on the research tab or stuff like that, I just wouldn't use that. Just like study outliers and what's actually working from so double down is like when you get an outlier. So for example, Bridal Sewing channel is like trying to rescue, right? There's something about this video and this content format that 50,000 people are interested in. So if you get 50k views from something, or you get like, for example, the tech thing, right? If that works, then like double down basically. Let me share. Am I good to share your script on my screen? Okay. Make selection, share this window. Okay. You want to look your best on your wedding day, but what if your dress arrives and it doesn't fit? What if you turned away and told it's impossible? That's when it becomes a nightmare. You cry into a pillow and shoot me a text. One of them had a proposal that cost many thousands and go wrong, leaving them to get engaged weeks later while on break at work. Another had a dress come in so tight on the thighs that she couldn't walk smoothly and no one else would take her sewing job. The third bride had her dress arrive with manufacturer's flaws that caused her dress to bunch up worse and worse as she wore it. Can we fix it so she can have the tropical wedding of her dreams? I'll show you the custom straps we made her and tell her adorable love story. Yeah, and then just start into the stories. I mean, your intro sounds, it's not bad at all. You set up kind of some problems, some stakes, and then you're kind of saying you're going to fix it. Are you still on mic or, okay. Yeah. Don't think like overthink it too much. I'd say like the story will carry if like you do the storytelling well, like in combination with the B-roll. And yeah, just make sure like these, like if you can like visually show these problems to like set up the stakes, that would be like great. Because you're setting up like stakes here with like the cost of the wedding. You're setting up like visual appearance, which obviously everyone cares about on their wedding day, and then like no one would take the job. Once again, like appearance here, and then like the question of can we fix it to have the tropical wedding of dreams, and then there's like 3 characters there. I don't know if you could slip in a line there. I don't know if in terms of I think one thing to consider is the order of the stories. So go with, do you go with the most dramatic first or do you go with the most dramatic last? That's the annoying thing about progression sometimes. It's like you want to start with the best stuff, but you also want to save the best stuff until last to get people watching. It's this weird balance sometimes you have to strike. Yeah, maybe start with like the most emotional stories and then end with the most dramatic or something, if you can do that. I don't know if there's like a kind of have a reflection on the order of the stories and see what might flow the best in terms of like people watching the video, becoming invested, but then ending like on a bang. Okay. All right, sweet. Okay, everyone. It is 10 past 10. and very late for me, so I'm going to call it. Once again, don't forget the creator challenge for anyone who is interested in using or possibly winning a free month of One of 10 Pro. And yeah, just hashtag One of 10 free, and I can't speak anymore because my brain is dying. So Dabs, where can we do the creator challenge? That's basically if you log into your One of 10 account, it can be a free account or a paid account. You should have some credits to generate some thumbnails with, and all you have to do is screenshot like some of the thumbnails that you've generated. I would advise popping on our Twitter and just taking a look at the thumbnail tutorial that I've been posting here and there. There should be one in this big pinned thread at the top, just to like optimize your prompts. And then all you have to do is like screenshot that and like tag us in it, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, thumbnail generators here. So this will show you how to like prompt things properly so you get some good results. And then you can post those results anywhere, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever else. And yeah, that'll enter you into the competition. So we're running that until like 2 weeks. There's 2 weeks to do that. So after that, we'll be choosing winners. All the best, guys. And I will see you a little bit earlier next week. I will announce. I will be off next Friday, but I'm going to plan to do the stream earlier in the week. So a little bit of a time difference, but it may even be a YouTube stream. I want to become a YouTube streamer. So we might like bring this Discord thing over to YouTube. That would make more sense. Open it up to the public. But anyways, take care, everyone. And good morning, good evening, good night, whatever, wherever you are.